But I think in last 4-5 years, women's cricket has come a long way, especially post 2017 in India. But yeah, I think in terms of F1 and the female racing, there's not many drivers at the moment, and you're the role model for everyone. So what do you think, where the sport is going wrong, or like are we doing something to like really correct that?
I think that's a really good question, because what's been cool for me seeing it in other sports is how far cricket, especially even in the UK, the women's sport is growing so greatly. Motorsport was still quite far behind, but it is quite unique in the sense that women are able technically to compete against men. And I guess it's the same for cricket. If you can't visually see opportunities, as maybe for you growing up, you can't see professional women's cricketers, you're not going to, as a young girl, believe that you can be that. That's going to be your career. So I think we need more and more women at the top. You know, I'm working as hard as I can, but I think we need to get more young girls started in the sport, and then ultimately you're going to see more and more filtrate through to the top level.
But like, to be frank, if I was a 9-year-old watching this interview or watching you do what you do, I would have maybe picked up F1.
Really?
Yeah, because it's so cool, because you always want to be, you never know that. As for us, like when we started cricket, all role models were men cricketers, because we watched men's cricket on TV.
And same for me.
Yeah, so. But now when you ask a women cricketer, I think 50-60% of them would say that their role models are women cricketers, which they have watched in the last 5 years. A lot of people are going to be wanting, a lot of girls would be wanting to be a Jamie now.
We'll see. I mean, I think that's the thing, is it's just now getting more and more into the sport. But I love this kind of change of women's sport. I think maybe it's slightly different technically and the approach is slightly different, but it's still sport and we love sport. And I think especially in certain countries, it's great to get behind your country, for example, with the football for us at the World Cup at the moment.
I saw the craze, like women's football, the kind of crowd they're getting.
Yes, it's huge.
Yeah, like I think for a women's sport in general, to just watch something of that sort is so good to watch. Australia, when they won, I think it was the most watched event ever. I think something in Australia which I read, which was so cool for women's sport in general. So
it's amazing, but also it's great for me to be able to meet people like you, because unfortunately there still aren't that many women in motorsport, so it's nice to meet other people in other sports doing so well. And
I'm going to brag about meeting you now. Okay. I'm going to be like, okay, I met someone who drives at 170 odd. I'm just
You're going to have to give me cricket tips as well, so I can, because I feel like
do
my
you
cricket
like
knowledge.
Batting more or bowling?
Oh,
because if you like
batting.
bowling, I can't.
No, batting.
Batting, I think I can help you.
Because I played a bit of ball sports growing up.
Okay.
And I love golf and tennis and things now, so I think my coordination is definitely better. Got it. I just don't know if I like the idea of, like, they come at you fast. It's quite scary.
I'm sure it's not as scary as driving a car at 170
I don't know, I'm used to that. I feel like
what I see from driving that car that fast is much more scarier than facing a ball.
We can beg to differ on that one.